Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first review on the Yakov's Media channel. Hopefully this goes better than the analysis or the anal assist video that I did. Today, it's just me. I will be talking about Shazam. Shazam is a superhero, and apparently it is an abbreviation for Greek god names, even though the Greek alphabet was a lot different than the American English alphabet. Yeah, definitely not American, definitely English. English started that shit. America's got to stop taking credit for everything, I suppose. Shazam is not a replacement for the double tap. If you are playing the game of pulling out, make sure you double tap. Don't yell Shazam. I don't think a lot of people will be on the same wavelength as you. They won't know what that means. I'm going to start off this video by not spoiling anything, just kind of talking about how I felt about the movie, and then I'm going to talk about specific plot points about, I'm going to guess like 1/3 of the way in this video. I don't know. We'll find out when I edit. Shazam's a really good movie. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I thought the trailers were kind of silly looking, and not in the good way, like the campiness that didn't seem very enjoyable. But this movie is actually just that. It's totally enjoyable. I had a very good time watching the shenanigans of Shazam. I think Zachary Levi did an amazing job playing him. And I thought the movie actually had a good bit of emotion in it, which also very much surprised me. I didn't expect to feel certain ways when certain things happen. So being a huge dweeb, I kind of came into this movie with assuming that seeing two people with lightning-based capabilities fighting each other would be boring. However, I was not bored during the action. I thought the action would be very weak, but it was actually very entertaining and pretty creative. Not like on the same level as like a Captain America Civil War. Talking about actors again, I think all the foster kids and the foster family too, seeing Jerry from The Walking Dead doing shit, that's so cool. I think everyone was great, especially the little girl. I can't remember her name, but wow, she was really great too. Cute kid. I will say too that Asher Angel, the boy that played young actual Billy Batson, he was good. He was. But he definitely wasn't as charismatic as Zachary Levi. And one of the small, very, very, very small problems I had was there's a pretty big contrast when Zachary Levi is on screen and Asher Angel is on screen. Maybe that's not fair, but I had a lot of fun when Shazam came out to fight and play and do whatever he was going to do. I thought the movie was funny as well. Nothing in it, though, made me like piss myself laughing like a 21 Jump Street or even Neighbors. I like that movie. I don't care. It's also not a Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, a.k.a. the greatest comedy movie of all time, and I personally can't wait to tear that remake a new asshole, even though I'm not like a shitty, snobby critic or anything. I'm gonna fucking destroy that movie. I don't know. Maybe it's good. Probably not, though. But nothing made my sides actually hurt in this movie. That was kind of a bummer. Then again, I do have a very shitty sense of humor, so that's fine. Not at all trying to make myself sound like a special comedic genius or anything, but I mean, I grinned a lot and I laughed and chuckled. but I was kind of hoping for like a big audience roaring type of moment, and in my theater, that didn't really happen. And really, the only other flaw I could say about this movie is that there were some jokes that kind of fell flat. But that's about it as far as criticisms go. And I kind of feel like an asshole because I really enjoyed this movie. Oh, Mark Strong, too. He did kind of play like the stereotypical kind of like mustache twirling villain, but it worked for this. Like, I was actually interested in the villain. And all right, I think I'm going to go ahead and get into spoilers. So if for whatever the fuck reason you haven't watched this movie and you're listening to this review, just go ahead and click off. Bye. And for the rest of the cool kids, after being on the internet for a while, I know I'm not the only one that saw fucking Scorpion King in that Shazam magic projection flashback where he was talking about someone that didn't deserve the powers getting them. That shit makes me so hyped to see The Rock play Black Adam. I have no idea what it's going to be like. Maybe it's going to be like Fast and Furious. But maybe it'll be pretty cool too. Maybe it'll be totally something unexpected like this movie in its own right. I know with that David Sandberg dude being a horror director, he directed Annabelle Creation. I really like that movie too. shit could get pretty dark. It could get pretty intense. Like when fucking Dr. Savannah threw his brother out the window and let one of the fucking 7 deadly sin demons eat that dude's fucking head off. Anyone who's like 24-ish, like I am, millennial range age, you guys probably remember that Spider-Man 2 scene where Dr. Octopus's arms just like throwing everyone around. He kills the fucking I don't know why, but the fucking Asian surgeon in that Spider-Man scene just like yelling and clawing at the floor. Like that shit always freaked me out as a kid. And I vividly remember that too, which is weird. That fucking office scene, that's gonna fucking haunt some kids for a while. It's not nearly as bad. Well, I can't speak for the kids. To me, it probably isn't nearly as bad as like watching the fucking Kali Ma scene from Temple of Doom when you're like 4 years old. Thanks a lot, Dad. But that was pretty fucking intense, and I'm sadistic, so that was actually a highlight of the movie. I think the purpose of that was to show how twisted and sick and bizarre this world can get, but also keeping it grounded and lighthearted, and actually just having two completely contrasting elements like that. Unlike Zachary Levi and Asher Angel sharing a screen, well, they didn't share a screen, but both starring on screen. That was actually a contrast that really well worked. The tone of this movie was balanced. So there have been a lot of people saying DC's just too dark. DC's too dark. I'm glad they're going in a lighthearted approach. I'm not. I'm cool with whatever DC does as long as it's good. Well, I can't actually say that. I'll talk about that in a different video, though. I like this movie, and it got dark. And I think this is a good example showing proof that a dark tone isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just how it's done. And if it's done very stoically, it kind of comes off, yeah. But this way, it was done in a different way. And I don't want to just say fun. It was fun, but it wasn't just mindless fun. I really liked that shit got heavy in this movie. Hey, look at that. A good segue to talk about Billy's mom. You know, Asher Angel was not as charismatic as Zachary Levi, but Zachary Levi didn't have a scene as emotional as when Billy goes to find his mom in the apartment. And that's actually where the surprising heart comes from. And when she says, I made a mistake having you, I shouldn't have been a mother. And he's like, all right, fucking deuces. I gotta go save my real family. I don't know. I kind of fucking teared up a little bit. That was fucking cool. And seeing the Shazam family be born was also another big highlight of the movie. I warn you guys if you're fucking sticking around. Oh my god, he really... Actually, I saw a video spot on Facebook where they spoiled that fucking moment. So it's not just me, and I warned you at least. But seeing the Shazam family come together and take out Dr. Savannah and the 7 deadly sins, that shit was so cool. And that's actually where I think the movie was the best. I was so hyped during that battle, and I feel like it got creative. Envy, how Shazam got rid of him, that was cool. And it was also cool seeing the Shazam family not only fight the 7 deadly sins, but kind of just do damage control. And it got really fun. I know Justice League, the movie I've been waiting for since I was 6 years old, and very disappointed about that. Anyway, I know that's what they were trying to do when Superman came in and just like beat the shit out of Steppenwolf. Everyone else is going to play damage control. I didn't feel like that worked as good as this movie did. And Freddy saying, I would love to have your powers, probably like halfway through the movie before that first fight with Dr. Savannah. That was foreshadowing. It was right in my face. It's like the movie put its balls directly over my eyes and I still wasn't fucking conscious about what was going on. Just surprise teabag. The good one, movie. You fucking got me. The post-credit scenes, the second one, again, flat humor, to me at least. I heard a couple people laugh, but I wasn't a big fan of that one. The first one with Dr. Savannah running into the caterpillar, whose name I found out is Mr. Mind. I'm not going to act like I know shit about what's happening, but I sure am intrigued about these characters going into the magic land and seeing a whole bunch of trippy shit like the kids saw when they were in the now secret lair, but former magical temple. And they were looking through the doors and seeing all this crazy shit going on. I'm excited about that. And if Shazam ends up fighting Black Adam in a world like that, I'm really fucking cool to see that shit go down too. I know there was a rumor saying Black Adam might be in Suicide Squad 2. Now that James Gunn is directing, I don't know if that's still the case. It'd be like kind of a cool way if that movie was the reason why he's back and fucking shit up on a modern day Earth, even though he's supposedly an anti-hero. It'd be some connectivity, but you know, whatever happens, I'm invested in this world now. I'm excited to see whatever DC decides to do with this one. And speaking of connectivity, there was no Henry Cavill in this movie. There was just a less hairy body double playing a headless Superman that didn't say shit and came and had lunch with Freddy. I won't lie, that didn't really do anything for me. I'm one of the fucking Man of Steel fans. I don't care. I think that movie is amazing. And it was just kind of a bummer not to see Henry Cavill coming back as Superman. Maybe he will. I kind of doubt it, but I guess we'll see. Yeah, all in all, I really enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it. I might go see it again with the girlfriend if she wants. Not sure yet. I don't really have a rating system, but other than a few flat jokes Actually, a little bit more than a few. And a vast contrast between Zachary Levi being on screen and Asher Angel being on screen. The kid's a good actor. I feel like he didn't have as much interesting shit to do other than that fucking scene with his mom. And again, maybe that's not fair, but that's a fucking personal gripe I have. But other than those two things, I really think this movie is fantastic. I don't really have a rating system, like I said, but I do have IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and if this movie was a shit, it would be a nice, healthy shit. Just kind of slides. Nah, this movie's fucking good. Go see it. Tell your friends to see it. Definitely will watch it again when it comes out on like streaming or I'll rent it. Yeah, Shazam is a good ass movie. Yay! So I believe there's a Star Wars trailer coming out tomorrow. I'll be recording a review of that, and Adam and I will also be recording another anal assist video of predictions for Game of Thrones, even though it is Thursday night and that shit comes out Sunday. So I'm going to have to step it up with the editing process. So thank you for listening if you are actually listening, or maybe I'm just talking to myself. But if you're listening, stay tuned. And as Patches O'Houlihan said in Dodgeball, bye-bye.